This is my new Range Rover with no teeth. And no teeth because no engine. And if you want to know why, here's the thing. After teaching myself how to rebuild an engine from scratch due to an engine knocking issue in my 3-liter TDV6 Range Rover L405, which I bought from the auction, I decided to push my limits and bought another Range Rover 5-liter Supercharged V8. And in the past few weeks, I managed to take the engine out, but not without obstacles along the way. Stock fuel injectors, which I took out using out-of-the-box solution. And the passenger cylinder head, where I uncovered the horror damage on one of the pistons. And in the previous video, we ended up with this cylinder head. What I failed to notice, which many of you flagged in the comments, is that the engine block may have an issue. And I'm thinking that you guys could be right. So the only way to recognize if there's a problem or not is to continue disassembling the engine till there's nothing left. And that's exactly what we're gonna do in this video, and continue the journey of trying to get this 5-liter V8 Range Rover back on the road where it belongs. A quick change of clothes, and let's start with the fuel pump. So moving on to the side of the engine, let's move 4 bolts to remove the engine mount. Now let's move to the back and remove the flywheel. I'll start by marking the flywheel, so I'll put it back in the right position. At this point, you can see that I cannot unscrew the bolts because the flywheel is turning. So I'm gonna use the tool that we used in previous videos to lock the flywheel. Now we go back to removing those 10 screws as scheduled. So something interesting that I found, in the 3-liter we had a trigger wheel ring. If you remember, we had problem putting the, well, we had a problem with turning the engine back on, if you guys remember, in the 3-liter series. On this one, it does not have that trigger wheel. The trigger wheel is actually part of the, which cannot be replaced by the way, is part of the flywheel. So if you want a new trigger wheel, it will be the flywheel, and it's this bit here. But what I've noticed, and I don't know if this is how it's supposed to be, or it's broken. I need to check online, but can you see it's missing 2 teeth? I don't know if this is normal or not. Honestly, I have to search it online and see. Unless you guys know if it's normal, then make sure you comment down below. But that's how it works. So, and I'm really happy about this because we're not gonna have a problem. Well, hopefully we won't have a problem when we turn the engine back on, if we manage to assemble it back and put it back on. But that's great news. Let's move on into the rear main seal. Now we're going to flip the engine and remove the oil sump. But before we do so, I need to remind everyone, we do have an Amazon store. So everything that we use, all the tools that I use, all the equipment that I use are available on the Amazon store. Under the video, there's a description. So you click on it, you'll find the link there. You click on the link. All of the equipment that we have in the garage, actually everything, literally everything is available there. So if you ever wanted to buy, because I'm getting a lot of questions saying, where did you buy this? Where did you buy that? Most of the stuff I buy is from Amazon. So now I'm removing the oil level sensor held by 3 screws. I am now removing 16 bolts to remove the oil sump. So now I am marking the screws for easy assembly when we put the engine back, of course. So Land Rover has kindly provided 2 places here and here to remove the sump, because they knew you could remove the sump. That breaks the seal. Let's go on the other side. Yeah, here you go. But we just have to lift. We have to be careful because in the 3-liter, I remember there were plastic tubes. I don't know if there is here. No? Wow. Okay. So I am glad I am not rushing in this engine because I'm seeing some metal particles here and here. Actually, I don't know if they are metal particles or they are just dirt, but it may be too big of dirt to be okay. So I don't mislead you. I'm just looking down here. No, this is not metal. It's just extremely dirty oil. It looks like a sludge, which you should not be seeing. Usually you see it in the diesel engines, but Well, much bigger quantity, but not in oil, not in petrol engines. Talking like I know what I'm saying. I think I'm right. I don't know. If I'm wrong, please comment in down below. But I think you shouldn't see sludges. But I mean, this engine did over 120,000 miles. So I think a bit of sludge here, I think is acceptable. What do you think? I think it's acceptable. I'm just here. No, there is no metal. So I stand corrected. There is no metal. It's just sludge, dirty oil. Okay, so this is the tube that sucks the oil. In the 3 liter, all of this comes out with the pan, isn't it?
Yes.
This one is separate.
Wow.
Challenging, huh? My heart is going boop, 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 boop. It's challenging. This here is the high pressure fuel pump. I'm not sure if it's pump or not, but it's a high fuel rail. Maybe these are where the pump sits for the high fuel pressure. And then they rotate like a camshaft. I've never ever seen that in my life, as if I've seen a lot. This is the second engine, but I mean, like, when I say ever, I mean like comparing to the previous engine. And this also timed with the rest of the engine. I can't move it because the chain is, it's not on tension, but when it's tensioned, it moves with it. So while this is the high fuel pressure cam, I don't know, it's called cam. This is the fuel, no, not fuel, this is the oil pump, because it's sucking the oil from here. I do believe it's the oil pump. Honestly, I did not search it, but I think it's the oil pump, and they're connected together. So that's interesting. In the 3 liter, we had to buy it like a separate unit that goes with the front seal. But this one is different because it sucks the oil and it goes here. And then where does that tube goes, Alex? Where does it go?
Where's the back?
Here.
The rear main seal.
Here in the rear main seal. That's the rear, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is rear. And then it goes here into something. I'm not sure where it goes to. Maybe that is it. Maybe, no, it just goes here. But just, wow, it's fascinating. Really fascinated. Is it fascinated or fascinating?
Fascinating.
Fascinating, yeah. It's just, yeah. I'm
You are fascinated.
I am fascinated. I'm out of words. I'm not saying things right because I am, okay. I feel the pressure, is what it is. I feel the pressure. I hope I can put everything back. I'm not using the workshop manual as often as I did in the 3 liter because there aren't many information like in the 3 liter. So we'll see. There's a lot of dirt here. You can see there's a lot of dirt.
We can see it's not the crankshaft, is it? It's the
here. This. Yeah. That's the main cap.
Main caps.
Yeah. So we'll see.
So nice.
Anyway, I don't want to waste your time. I know you guys like me working more than talking. Just for me, it's like, wow. Anyway, let's continue. Let's do some work. Let's start by removing the whole front chain, including the guides. And while we're at it, let's remove 2 screws for the oil jets and remove it. And now we remove the chain. So what I want to do next is remove the oil pump. But before I do so, I have to remove 5 screws to remove the oil tube. Then 3 screws to remove the oil pump. So glad I did open the engine block. I didn't think it would be that bad, but look what I found. Come. So can you see here, this bit?
Yes.
Obviously I cannot pick it up. I don't want to drop it inside, but let's get a plier maybe and remove it. And you know what? I apologize. I did rush in the previous video. I think I just got too excited to repair the engine thinking it's a simple problem. But it's interesting just going back. At the beginning, we were like, oh, it's just the timing chain skip. Then we realized, oh, something wrong with the spark plug. Then we realized the injectors are not coming out. Then we realized, okay, there's a problem with the piston and the valves were broken. And now finding out that there's more to it in the engine block. This is not finished yet. We need to disassemble the full lot. I'm gonna go through everything. I'm not gonna leave anything to chance. I'm not gonna rush and say, oh, just timing chain. No, just literally, just everything. So, let me take this out. I wanna inspect it and show you guys. That's it. That's the one. Let me put it on the plate to show you. Yeah. This is the problem. This, what you guys have warned me about. I am shocked. Honestly, I didn't think it would be that bad. There are some updates on the cylinder head. Let's just crack on and do some more work. So next we need to remove the main caps, but what I'm thinking is I need to mark them first. I was just looking carefully and I realized they are already marked on each side, just like here. All I have to do is brake clean them and wipe. So next we have to remove the caps on the engine block and disassemble the engine block and remove the crankshaft and so on, and even all the pistons. But before I do so, I want to discuss with you about the cylinder head. Now the situation with the cylinder head that I have already talked with multiple mechanics about the condition of the current cylinder head. They have told me that there is no way that you can fix that cylinder head. That cylinder head is beyond repairable. I've already been on the internet and I've searched on cylinder heads. I've seen one cylinder head available. I tried to purchase it, however, it wasn't available at the time I tried to purchase it. It was just, they forgot it online. Which leaves us into zero availability on this cylinder head, which is shocking. And I know a lot of you will go, there's no way, I'm sure there's a second-hand cylinder head. No, there are no second-hand cylinder heads with the same engine code. So it's important to say the engine code, which is written on the side, as you can see here. I have to take the route of going to buy a brand new one. Buying a brand new one is gonna be close to £2,000, even more. So the cheapest, it was 2,000. Maybe another £2,000, maybe more for engine block. Actually, it's close to 7 grand for engine block new. But maybe I can buy a second-hand engine block. We don't know if we need one yet. We're still, let's see till the end of the day when we disassemble everything. And now it's time to remove the main caps. So, main caps bearing. I'm just looking at them. Actually, let's start with the crankshaft. The crankshaft looks absolutely perfect from the main caps point of view here. So I have not removed the rods yet. But looking at the bearings itself on the main caps, I could see that there are aging signs to it. Maybe can get polished, but there are aging signs on them. It's not the same on the crankshaft. The crankshaft is smooth. So far from looking at it, I think it may need just simple clean, maybe polish here in the garage, not in you know, I don't need to take it to a machine shop. Definitely we need new bearings. 100% we're gonna have to put new bearings. I'm well aware that some mechanics do put them back, but it's not something I'm comfortable with. I would like to refurbish this engine to high standards and bring all the horsepowers back. And if I want to do so, I think I should not be reusing the same bearings. But nevertheless, let's carry on into the pistons. I am stressed, excited, and anxious to see what's going on there. So far, crankshaft looks healthy. So far, the main engine block looks healthy. No issues, but I don't want to jinx it. So let's just carry on, because here, that number 7 is actually
an eyesore.
Yeah, I don't want to look there, because I feel like if I look there, then the project will become very, very expensive all of a sudden. Really, it's going to become like expensive. I'm already struggling with the cylinder head. Let's just carry on. Let's not think about it. Let's carry on. Next would be to remove the con rod bottom end. But before we do so, we have to number them based on the cylinder number, so we know how to put them back when we obviously assemble the engine back. So now I'm separating or detaching the con rods, including the bearings, from the crankshaft, preparing it to be removed. Because we obviously have issues with piston number 7, I'm gonna have to just slightly force it out, only slightly, to detach it from the crankshaft. With everything now released, detached, disassembled, I'm able to lift a heavy crankshaft for this 5-liter V8. It's a monster. I remember the 3-liter was heavy. Let's see this one, 5-liter V8. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a crankshaft. Wow, that's different. That's very different. Now that we have the crankshaft out, I am looking at number 7, which is the most important con rod over here, and bearing, okay? I'm looking at the bearing, and honestly guys, I think we may get away with it, because I don't see anything worn, anything abnormal basically. The bearing is actually slightly less worn than the other ones, to be fair. It's a really good condition. Then if we move our attention here to the crankshaft, this is 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 7. So 7 was here, and I can see it's not scratched. I mean, this is the difference here. Look, the difference. It's not scratched. However, I will make sure that this is obviously done right and within spec. And if it's all good, it may just need polishing. We do not need to replace the crankshaft whatsoever, because one of the questions was, do you need the new crankshaft and what's not? This is different than a 3-liter, and I'm so happy about this. But we're not done yet. We're not done. Let's remove the pistons, let's remove the jets, and then inspect the block. I am looking at number 7 and at number 8. Some parts from number 7 broke off and flew on number 8. Come around and I'll show you. So you can see this bit here broke off.
Yes.
That's supposed to be the bottom of piston number 7. It's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So we had to be in this position right now. This job, number 1, I would not be able to do it in a car. Number 2, well, I have to remove everything. I have to remove the piston. I have to remove the crankshaft. I have to inspect everything. Unfortunately, we're way off from the first video where we said it's just timing chain. I would feel better. I could sleep better at night knowing that I did everything right. And that engine needs the full workout, you know, the full refurbishment, the full life as usual garage treatment. As if it's a real garage. This is the second engine. But regardless, it needs the full lot. I cannot take shortcuts. I could not just change cylinder, change piston, and then call it a day. I just could not do it. I know some guys of you said that you can, but I could not. I just cannot sleep at night knowing I have something like this inside my engine. Yeah. I just can't. So I need to remove the piston heads and the con rods, but to do so I have to number them so I know how to put them back. Now some of them will be replaced obviously, but also the replacement will have to be numbered. But it makes sense in future videos really when we reassemble the engine. Bear with me and it'll all make sense in future videos. So at the moment I am removing the rest of the bearings as well as removing the oil jets before removing piston number 7, because I don't want to get them damaged while removing that broken piston, just basically to be safe really. Even though I'm replacing the bearings, but really it's not about the bearings, it's about the oil jets. And now, number 7. Gentle, but tough. This is rubber, so it's gonna go on the back of the piston and then slowly tap it out without scratching the cylinder. We'll see how it goes. You know what? That looks very good condition. I think we almost got away with it. That's perfect. It just needs a bit of honing and we're good to go. But the cylinder head. The cylinder head, obviously, it's in a very bad condition. Our two options are either buy a brand new one over 2K or buy a second-hand one, which is not available at all. Honestly, guys, in the time of filming this video, it's not available. Now, there is a third option, and it's a crazy third option that I'm thinking about. And you know how resourceful I am, and I know how my ideas are very crazy. But I think it's better to leave my crazy idea for the next video. I thank you very much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for future videos. And guys, I'll see you on the next one for the third option. Bye-bye.